The valedictorian for the class of 2016 is selected for the honor by virtue of being first in the class based on their academic performance. The valedictorian is charged with looking ahead to what the future holds for the graduating class. It is my honor to introduce the valedictorian for the class of 2016, Chloe Elise Jacobsen.
Good morning, friends, family, faculty, and most importantly, my fellow graduates. It is my honor to be here today representing Bishop Alemany's class of 2016. I know it's been a long 4 years, but I would like to start by saying one thing. Congratulations, we made it. Before I go into my ramble, I just wanted to take the time to appreciate how lucky we all are to go to a school as beautiful as Alemany is. We may have had schedules requiring us to walk from the D building to the L building in 7 minutes, multiple times a day, but at least we got our exercise. Also, I think I'll continue to look over my shoulder for faculty that might yell at me before I step on grass, no matter where I go in life. But seriously, I just wanted to set aside a moment to thank our wonderful staff here at Alemany. We would not be where we are today without your support and persistence. Whether it was after-school tutoring or overnight cramming for an AP test, you were right there with us, making sure we knew the information we needed, no matter how much we struggled or maybe even resisted in a few cases. Now, I'm not going to spend the duration of this speech giving life lessons or saying cliches because I don't think any of you want to take advice from a teenager. You don't need me to tell you that this is the first step to the future or that we are the future. You already know how important this day is. You've been told about it your whole life. Not because of the actual ceremony or the pictures or avoiding eye contact with your mom as she tears up when your name gets called and you walk across the stage, but because this is the culmination of 13 years of our lives. As we've gone through school, we've learned important skills that will carry us into the future and provide us with ways to innovate and improve our quality of life. We're now ready to reap the fruits that were once seeds we sowed into the metaphorical grounds of Alemany on our first days here. Think of our lives like this. We're all seeds, let's say avocado pits, because they're versatile, special in California, good for you, and one of my favorites. And that's close enough to Alemany students. We spent our last however many years growing as students, and we're now ready to be planted into the rich soils of the world to grow into luscious avocado trees with lots to offer. But instead of providing actual avocados, shade, and a place for squirrels to ravage, we can share the skills we've developed in the past 4 years, including but not limited to knowledge, resilience, humor, awareness, confidence, and community. And with these traits, our own avocados can be dispersed into our surroundings, and more avocado trees can grow. We've gotten everything we need to thrive from the unconditional support of our parents, siblings, best friends, pets, teachers, coaches, and anyone else who's touched our lives in a positive way. And for everyone who hasn't, we've adapted and found new ways to flourish against any adversities we faced. A little less than 4 years ago, we all drove down Alemany Drive ready to tackle the first day of freshman year. Then it became sophomore to junior year, and we were finally seniors. And they, whoever they are, were not kidding when they said that senior year flies by. In fact, all of high school has been a blur. I'm sure there are a lot of things we've all forgotten, but as time passes, we will look back on our social media accounts and at old photographs and see Alemany. There may be a few outfits we regret wearing or haircuts we wish we could have avoided entirely, but overall, I believe our memories will be positive ones. We will tell our children the stories of the good old days when we would have feuds with Chaminade on Twitter, a rivalry greater than the Kings and the Sharks, Good and Evil, and Drake and Meek Mill. We will talk about going to In-N-Out after school when a meal was only $6 and hopefully be able to say, I knew them before they were famous, about some of our own peers. We will talk about the time a chicken randomly appeared on campus and would mysteriously present itself to us as we walked by the parking lot. We were here during the transition to iPads, the ultimate downfall of grades, and then to the internet blocks so nobody could play Madden or go on Instagram in class. Ironically, freshman backpacks have been getting bigger since we haven't had to carry physical books and the locker halls actually had a use. We moved up the social ladder at Alemany. We once sat in the back of the war zone during games, but as time passed, it became more and more acceptable to move forward and actually cheer along. We had trash cans thrown over onto our side of the locker halls freshman year and got hit by what we hoped was water while we were trying to grab our textbooks and go. That's all stopped though, because the class of 2016 is so very mature and adult-like. We never threw food at each other during lunch, boycotted the cafeteria for high prices, or participated in the hashtag Let's Make It Awkward no matter what anybody tells you. We've matured. We're above that. And in the meantime, before these become the good old days, we will invent and reinvent ourselves with our own futures in mind. In good times, we will share and celebrate, and in hard times, we will give and gather. While reflecting on the past is good, it's important to keep moving forward and take care of life's opportunities. A wise man, my Uncle Kirk, once told me, "There's a reason why the windshield is bigger than the rearview mirror. What's ahead of you is far more important than what's behind you." And I try to live my life with this idea in mind. While I loved Alemany and will always cherish my memories here, I'm ready for the next chapter of my life, and I'm sure many of you are too. Instead of preaching to you ways to go about the future, I'm going to make some promises to myself and to you all and hope you'll do the same. We cannot stop time passing, so I promise to make the most of my days as each one comes. I promise to find something I love and be good at it, whatever it may be. The only limits we have in life are the limits we set for ourselves. So I promise to try to continue to break those limits and be better than what I once thought was my best. I worry about following the right path in life, so I promise to create my own path instead, because each of us has our own idea of success, failures, rights, wrongs, and everything else that define life. Finally, I promise to see the positive in every situation, to fight for what and who I love, and to give my 100% in everything I attempt, even if it looks to be a major failure. With all of these things in mind, I feel like we can find happiness in whatever the future throws in our faces. In a few months, I'll be heading off to nursing school where I will learn how to take care of the lives of others and leave an impact on every life I touch in the hospital. The values I've gained at Alemany will be spread far and wide, and they'll help me to be the best caretaker I can be. And I'm sure you all will find plenty of ways to apply the skills you've acquired to be successful and bright as you are now. To close, I want to quote a few brilliant minds before you're sent off to face that big, scary world out there. From Albert Einstein, "Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new." Meredith Grey said, "Sometimes it's good to be scared. It means you still have something to lose." From the directions of Fleetwood Mac, "Don't stop thinking about tomorrow. Don't stop, it'll soon be here. It'll be better than before. Yesterday's gone, yesterday's gone." And finally, from my favorite Drake about taking care of anyone who once took care of you, "I get to make good on my promise. It all worked out. We should have known because you deserve it." I once read that people are the products of the environment in which they spend the most time. With that being said, I'm confident that our past 1,389 days of being Alemany Warriors has prepared us in every aspect to grasp the future and make it our own. Congratulations, class of 2016. Thank you.